Have you ever put up something for weeks, waiting for the perfect moment? I almost didn't make this video for the same reason. I kept waiting until I had a perfect idea, perfect research, and in a row at least 6 to 7 hours, so that I will be able to make a good start of these videos. But then I realized that this perfectionism and procrastination are just the two sides of the same coin. And today I am just going to share with you one of the rules that actually helped me way out of this problem, and that will also help you way out of this. Because if you are not concerned of this, I'm really saying it from my heart that it is going to cost you at least 5 to 10 years, because it cost me. If I could say this, I mean it, and there is no question about this as well. So what actually this rule is that is going to help me way out of this problem to becoming a perfectionist and instead finishing the projects on the first hand. And this rule is 70% rule. So let's just start with the definition, what actually this perfectionism is. The perfectionism is not the same thing as striving to be your best. Perfectionism is the belief that if we live perfect, look perfect, and act perfect, we can minimize or avoid the pain of blame, judgment, and shame. It's a seal. Actually, it's a 20-ton seal that we lug around thinking it will protect us, when in fact it's the thing that's really preventing us from fight. And in short, perfectionism is not the way, it is in the way. And now you might have the question that, okay, I understand what actually the perfectionism is, but how do I identify this? Now, how I identify is, it is completely based on 3 areas for me as of now. It is before even starting the projects, during the projects, and even after the completion of the projects. Yes, you heard it right. During the projects, even after the completion of the projects. And the first one is before the projects, before you are going to start. So when you are going to start something, you might have the thinking that, okay, I will do it with perfect ideas and perfect execution so that I would be able to accomplish within this stipulated time and to make this project happen according to my high quality desires to be accomplished. But the first thing I would like to register here is, if you have not even started at the first place, how would you be able to accomplish this project? There is no way to think about this. So the first one is, you just have to start. And the first thing you can confront yourself is by just starting. While doing the project, the second one, when you have started the project, maybe it is going to be completed by 6 to 7 hours, and you realize that after 2 hours, you are not going good enough, because your desire to be super perfectionist is what actually holding you back to be perfectionist in the way to accomplish the projects. And better you have to think of this way. You have to trust the process as well to make this project finish, and that's what you are also willing for, instead of pursuing that perfectionism. And the third one is, even after the completion of the task or the projects, you might have, okay, this is what actually I have done, and it is very difficult for us to feel happy. The moment we accomplished, we might have thinking that I could have done it better. This portion should be improvised. This is what actually I need to work upon more to make it happen and accomplish with more perfection and precision. But the thing is, you should first ask the one question: was it more than 75%? And if it is the yes, then definitely you should go with that process. That's it. And here the best and absolute way to overcome this is you have to unpack your childhood, because your work really is not going to be defined by the work you accomplish and how well you accomplish it. So now just coming into the rule, what actually I have mentioned before, the rule of 70%. What actually this rule is, just aim for the 70%, not 100%. Suppose I am making this video, is it possible for me to make it with 100% of the precision and quality? The answer is always no. Can it be more than and better than 75%? The answer would always be yes. That's it. Okay, so once you have realized that this is what actually the 70% rule is, and how would you implement it? So the reason is completely simple, and the rule is completely simple. We just have to aim for 70%, and how you are going to implement is, you just have to keep reminding yourself. What I do is, I always remind myself after the completion of the task, was it better than 75%? If the answer is yes, just move on. Later on we can also refine it. So you just have to keep interrupting the pattern to make a new pattern for yourself, to adapt this habit and to accomplish more of the project instead of being stuck in somewhere limited projects because you have been pursuing the perfectionism. Okay, now you might have one of the question in your head around for so long, why this 70% rule works. It works for 4 reasons. The first one is, it just minimizes the barrier of entry. Because if you have not even started at the first place to do something, how you are going to expect something to be completed? So that is the first one. And the second one here is, which is very, very important, the law of diminishing the return. Here I have just given the chart of input and output. The first one, in this section, the most productive, and this one here is diminishing the return, and here it is the negative returns. Okay, let me just give you one of the simple example. There is 3 people with same IQ, same intelligence, and same potential, same information, same academic backgrounds. Whatever you can take, it is completely the same potential, all of them. The first person is imperfectionist, second one perfectionist, here it is super perfectionist. The first one, all of them were given 1 week to complete the project as much as they can. The first one, which is imperfectionist, completed 70% better than 70% better only, and he completed every single day one of the projects. The second one, who is perfectionist, his precision and quality is 80% to maybe the 90%, and he accomplished 3.5 of the projects. And the third one, he is going to accomplish 2 projects with very good precisions and 95% of the quality. You might be wondering that why should not be in the third categories of the peoples. But let me just tell you one of the story here. The twist is in such a way that every single time you complete one of the projects, you become better at it. Your potential is also increased. You know how to do it because you have already experience of accomplishing the task or the projects. And now every single time you are accomplishing 70%, your potential and your strength is being increased to accomplish in that stipulated time is keep on increasing. By the end of the 7 days, this is what actually you are going to get. While on the other hand, the third one, who is just accomplishing with more precision these 2 projects only. And now you can compare what actually the quality of this one and what is their accomplishment by the end of the 7 days and the accomplishment of this perfectionist, super perfectionist. Hope it is clear for you. Now let me just clarify you with one of the simple example and a story of pottery teacher. Once he just divided two group of the student. One group graded as quantity and the second graded on their quality. The first group, who was asked to make one pot every single day and keep on refining, keep on improvising it, keep on making it more attractive and more quality. On the other hand, the second group of the peoples were given just to make one pot and keep on improvising, keep on making this better qualities and also have a more attractive if you could. So the first group of peoples, by the end of the 30 days, and this one also by the end of the 30 days, who do you think this experiment has chosen the best quality with most attractive pot? It was not from the quality groups, it was from the quantity group, because every single time they were finishing the projects of completing one pot, they were also having an experience that how we can improvise it, what actually we need to do in order to improvise this more effectively. And by the end of the 30 days, he has a more attractive and more quality pot than the other group of the people who was just given one pot to make it refinement and making it quality better than what it was the previous version. Because this group of the peoples spend most of their time planning, theorizing, instead of just being into it and doing the thing which requires the more importance. And the third reason here we have is it helps you finish. The third reason of why 70% rule works is it helps you finish, because your body of your work is as good as you finish the projects. Till you have not even finished the project, it will keep revolving around your head. It helps you finish the task. It helps you finish the projects, because if you have accomplished the projects, now you might have the question that I could have done it better. But you should also ask this question: was it not good enough? What's wrong with this? And is it better than 70%? If the answer is yes, just move on. And also the final one, the fourth one, very, very important. It reinforces you to the truth. And the truth here is your work is not even defined by what you accomplish and what you have produced. And it is not even your fault, because we have been living in society and our academics has also programmed us in such a way that if there is something imperfect, we just have to first complete with perfectionism and then after we'll have to move on. But in short, your work is not even defined by the work you have been doing and accomplishing and how good you have been accomplishing this. And the more you do 70% of the work and finish the project, the more you will realize that this world doesn't hate us for not being perfect on completing the work. And the more stuff you do, the 70%, the more you realize that your work is definitely not your worth. Okay, now before I leave, I just want to leave two thoughts which might be very helpful for you. Once you reach that 70%, keep polishing it to reach that 80 to 90%. But remember, after some time, you've just got to get out of it. And the second thought here is your number might be different. Here it is in case 70%, you might be 60%, might be 80%. If you are just confused that what actually the number you are looking for is, then just let me help you with this. You are looking the number which is helping you get started on it and finish the task. That is, in simple, it is diminishing the barrier of entry. That's it. And by the end of this video, I'm just going to finish this with one of the more powerful and truth, which might be a bit difficult to accept, but it is the reality. And it is related to the Perfectionism by Annie Lamott. And here is this quote will go. I think perfectionism is based on the obsessive belief that if you run carefully enough, hitting each stepping stone just right, you won't have to die. The truth is that you will die anyway, and that a lot of people who are not even looking at their feet are going to do a whole lot better than you and have a lot more fun while they are doing it. So thank you very much for the time which you have given me, and definitely will see you very soon. Till then, have a nice life.